Imagine two of the most powerful men in America locked in a high-stakes battle not just over money, but for the very future of politics and technology. What happens when ego, fortune, and ambition collide at the highest levels of power? And could this feud threaten the balance of American democracy itself? To understand what's at stake, let's rewind. Donald Trump and Elon Musk once seemed like an unstoppable duo. One, the reality TV star turned president; the other, the billionaire tech innovator shaping the cars we drive and rockets we launch. Their partnership was forged on mutual gain. Trump's administration showered SpaceX with over $5 billion in government contracts as of 2024, while Musk poured nearly $300 million in support of Trump's presidential campaign. At one point, Musk's ventures, Tesla and SpaceX, thrived in the glow of White House approval and a booming stock market. For many, it looked like a classic American alliance. Power meets ambition, and both sides win. But alliances in politics are as fragile as they are profitable. In early June 2025, things changed dramatically. When Musk openly opposed Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill, a sweeping piece of legislation that would add between $2.3 trillion and $5 trillion to the deficit over the next decade, the rift exploded into public view. The result? Tesla's stock plummeted by about 14%. Musk's personal net worth dropped by a staggering $34 billion in just one day. Suddenly, the world's richest man and the world's most powerful politician were battling not just for control, but for influence over America's future. The consequences of this feud are rippling far beyond their boardrooms. Musk's new Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, has managed to cut only about half of 1% of federal spending, a figure critics mock as barely a rounding error. Meanwhile, Republicans cling to a razor-thin majority in the Senate, with 51 seats to the Democrats' 49, making every political skirmish feel existential. And with over 80% of users on X, Musk's own social platform, rallying behind his call for a new America Party, the possibility of a third-party disruption has become a very real threat to Washington's status quo. Expert voices are growing louder. Tiffany Muller from End Citizens United warns, 15 years after Citizens United, we're seeing elections and our entire government up for sale. Even Trump loyalists like Senator J.D. Vance admit, I'm always going to be loyal to the president, and I hope that eventually Elon kind of comes back into the fold. Emotions are running high, not just on Capitol Hill, but across Wall Street and Silicon Valley. Billions of dollars are in motion, alliances are shifting, and the rules of the game seem to be breaking down in real time. As Musk hints at possibly funding Democratic candidates, or even launching his own third-party bid, one question is electrifying everyone from hedge fund managers to tech entrepreneurs. Could this feud trigger a seismic shift in American politics, or will it burn out and leave both giants weaker than before? Now let's peer into the future. The Trump-Musk rift is far more than just a political spat. It's a seismic test for how wealth and power collide in America. As old alliances shatter, the stakes aren't just personal. They threaten to disrupt entire industries and even the rules of political engagement. Imagine the fallout if Elon Musk decides to intensify his defiance. With over 80% of users on X supporting his America Party idea, a third-party movement could shake up the two-party system that has dominated for more than a century. Analysts warn that if Musk pours his vast resources into this cause, it could siphon billions from traditional campaign donors and upend the next round of elections. But the risks for Musk are enormous. Already the feud wiped about $34 billion off his net worth in one day. Tesla's stock plunged by roughly 14% in early June of 2025, as investors feared regulatory backlash and market instability. SpaceX, which has received over $5.3 billion in government contracts this year alone, now faces the threat of increased scrutiny from a political system eager to reassert control over runaway tech titans. There is also the fiscal chaos to consider. Trump's Big Beautiful Bill could add between $2.3 and $5 trillion to the deficit over the next decade. Musk's challenge may force lawmakers to rethink the relationship between government and tech, potentially slowing innovation or splintering crucial partnerships like the one between SpaceX and NASA, which has been worth about $15 billion since 2006. Insiders whisper that Musk is considering funding Democratic candidates in the upcoming midterms, a move that could tilt the razor-thin Senate balance, currently 51-49 in favor of Republicans. If Musk acts, it would be the most audacious power play by a private citizen in modern American history. So, what does all this mean for you? It's a masterclass in how political and technological power shapes the world you live in, and your investments, your job, even your privacy. The market shocks that followed the feud showed how quickly fortunes can change, and how vulnerable giant companies are to regulatory winds and political storms. For anyone watching the headlines or their own portfolio, the lesson is clear. Diversify, stay informed, and never assume today's alliances will hold tomorrow. As Tiffany Muller from End Citizens United put it, 15 years after Citizens United, we're seeing elections and our entire government up for sale. The intersection of money, politics, and tech will define not just who runs the country, but who builds its future. If you're a business leader, entrepreneur, or just someone with a curiosity for global trends, the Musk-Trump feud should be a wake-up call. Powerful visionaries can spark revolutions or chaos, sometimes both. The next time you see headlines about funding battles or regulatory threats, remember, you're glimpsing the battle lines of the 21st century. So, will Elon Musk challenge the political system further? All signs point to yes. Whether he launches a third-party bid or redirects his billions to new causes, this conflict is already reshaping America's political and technological landscape. The old rules no longer apply. And here's a secret fact that rarely makes the news. Most of Musk's government efficiency reforms, through his so-called Doge department, achieved only about half of 1% in real spending cuts, despite all the media hype. Sometimes the real game isn't what you see on the surface. If you found this episode eye-opening, hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most influential power struggles, and let us know in the comments, whose side are you on? Trump, Musk, or someone entirely new?